The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with the one and only Dick Girardi, and we have a great busy week of racing to get to you. It was a bit of snow here in the Philly area, but no shortage of other racetracks being busy. Of course, it is Kentucky Derby prep season, and don't forget the Phillies for the Kentucky Oaks, so a lot to get here today. We're going to talk with Harry Weiner and the big boy Cap O'Kane, who have the Withers coming up. Our local race of the week is from the Big A, the Grade 3 toboggan for 4-year-olds and up. But speaking of the snow, I hope you dug yourself out. Turfway Park out in Florence, they had some real snow and they had to cut their Saturday card short. Let's take a listen. Jimmy McNerney had to be very, very creative with his call.
This is a call.
With very little visibility.
And your guess is good as mine with about a quarter mile to go. Up top, it's somebody who just leads somebody there in second. A couple lengths back, somebody is coming after a quarter in 1:13 and 4, and they run to the top of the stretch. Absolutely wide open, but Rancho Bargo is still there. Now clear sailing for Till Then, who's coming at him and coming on, and Till Then assumes command by the furlong grounds. Till Then shows the way late on the scene. Here comes Speed Gracer, and on the extreme outside, Marshall Eagle down to the wire. Till Then in a blizzard performance here.
Well, talk about a flurry finish. The Jonathan Thomas trained Till Then, and Chris Landeris came charging through.
How do you know that? How could anybody know? That was insane. I mean, really, I'm amazed the announcer was able to pick it up after all the snow.
He did a cool podcast with Jason Beam about it, just saying that he had to get creative to fill up his time, and then he was kind of searching for silks and saddle tails and...
Yeah, I mean, you literally couldn't see for a while, and then somehow, and I don't know how announcers do this, he was able to pick up like it was just starting again, and that was the last race of the day. That was race 4. It was so bad down in northern Kentucky, they just had to cancel the card after that.
Parks had no racing, so our local race of the week is up at the Aqueduct, the Big A, the Grade 3 toboggan. So let's take a look. Who's our favorite? Share the Ride, the 3-horse.
Yeah, Share the Ride, it's just a solid form. 21 starts lifetime, Danny. 8 wins, 4 seconds, 4 thirds. I love horses like this that give you effort every time, closing on $400,000 lifetime in earnings.
Our second choice was the number 1 horse, Pete's Play Call.
Yeah, Rudy Rodriguez, who is the master of the winter meet at Aqueduct. George Vargas, of course, rode here. But, you know, the reason we're up at the Big A, well, we're going to show you why we're up at the Big A, because our man is dominating up at the Big A again.
Let's look at the race.
It is Pete's Play Call in front, 3/4 of a length. American Power on the outside in second. The opening quarter was run in 24 seconds. Share the Ride and the Gray drafted. They're right together, and now splitting those two is Stand the Man. Stand the Man, a bit headstrong there in between horses, now taking back. It is Pete's Play Call, American Power. They are heads apart for the lead, and they're midway around the far turn. Share the Ride now asked for more on the outside in third. Drafted is fourth, and Stand the Man is at the back. The half one in 48 seconds. Pete's Play Call down at the rail, and American Power on the outside, and the two of them will come to the top of the stretch together. It is American Power on the outside, with Pete's Play Call battling on down towards the rail, then Drafted and Share the Ride as they move for the 8th pole. It's American Power, Pete's Play Call, not done yet, trying to come back on the inside. 16th to the finish, American Power and Pete's Play Call. They are 1-2 as they come on for the finish, and it is American Power.
Well, you were right about our man Kendrick Carmouche with the win with American Power at 7-2 odds.
Yeah, he is totally dominating this meet. Danny gave this horse another perfect ride. How about at this stage of the meet, which started a little over a month ago, Kendrick has 44 winners. Next best, Eric Cancel with 30. This is after he won the fall meet. This meet's about halfway through. 27% winners, over $2 million in earnings, 58% in the money. Our man Kendrick is right now the best rider in New York, and not by a little. He's just killing everybody up there.
I had a nice talk with his agent, Kevin Bubser, who said he's finally getting to show them up there what he did here.
Yeah, it was just a question of getting the opportunity. And look, let's deal in reality, too. The Ortiz brothers are in Florida. Johnny V's down there. We'll see what happens when they get back. But at some point, he needs to be able to get on these better horses, because It's not a bad, what it's called horse racing, not jockey racing. Give my man some more grade one winners up there.
I see him rolling this momentum into the Saratoga meet. I really do. So we're going to head to our first break. When we get back, our national coverage is going to take us to some Gulfstream action and Santa Anita right here on Let's Go Racing.
To the far turn they race. Tarantino on the outside of Willie Boy. Prime Factor.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs. Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our national coverage is brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. Their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck. You probably did pay too much. So love those guys out at Chapman. I was there this weekend getting my Jeep serviced.
Well, there you go. That's where you were when I talked to you the other day. All right, now I know.
So let's get to some national coverage. We're gonna look at the Gulfstream race. It was the Grade 3 Holy Bull going 1 mile and 16th for 3-year-olds.
Yeah, and this is the first in their series, the Holy Bull, the Fountain of Youth, the Florida Derby, obviously to get these horses to the Kentucky Derby, and potential couple contenders in here, Danny.
Yeah, our favorite was the 6-horse Prime Factor with Todd Pletcher training.
Yeah, and this is how much the sport has changed. This horse has run one time and becomes the favorite in a graded stakes race. It was really impressive with Irad Ortiz, won by like almost 9 lengths, got an 85 buyer at his debut back in mid-December.
Well, don't forget about his brother Jose on the second choice, the number 7-horse Greatest Honor for Shug Nagay.
Yeah, talk about a horse that's really well bred. How about by Tappet out of a Street Cry mare? This is Cortland Farm. Took 4 times to break his maiden, but boy, if I think back, I don't know, what are we talking about, 8 years now? Didn't Orb take a few times to break his maiden, and didn't it work out pretty well for him in the end? Greatest Honor, really, really well bred for sure.
And we did have some local connections that had a horse in the race. Awesome Jerry for Finelli, Cassius King, and LC Racing, trained by Safi Joseph. So him still making trying to break in stakes company, had some nice seconds and thirds.
Absolutely, yeah, hasn't run here locally, but certainly our local guys who have some horses, obviously in Florida with Safi Joseph.
Well, what do you think, Dick? Let's check out the race.
As they race around the first turn, Willie Boy has the lead. He leads by a neck. Up on the outside, Tarantino is there second. The big favorite, Prime Factor, is third, while 3 wide. Then his barn buddy, Amount, who's racing from fourth. Awesome Jerry on the outside is there fifth, and Papa 2 in Greatest Honor. Girafales is still second last, and the trailer is sitting on go as they complete the opening quarter mile in 23-1. They head to the first finish line with Willie Boy in front. Tarantino keeps the heat on in second, and Prime Factor has had a sweet trip. He's now third. Amount is there fourth. Awesome Jerry in Greatest Honor between horses. Papa 2 is at the rail. 3 back to sitting on go, and now the trailer is Girafales with inside half a mile to the finish. To the far turn they race. Tarantino on the outside of Willie Boy. Prime Factor poised to strike, and he's not been given the green light yet. From third and on the inside, Papa 2 alongside Greatest Honor. Amount is called to today. Sitting on go, has 10 lengths to raise and less than 5/16 to raise it, as now the pace quickens. Prime Factor is up to challenge Tarantino. Greatest Honor throws his hat into the ring on the far outside, and he's charging hard. Greatest Honor is taking the lead now. Less than a quarter of a mile to go, and Greatest Honor starts to get away. Prime Factor didn't have much of a punch when he was called on. Tarantino's going to try to fight him off for second, but they're all battling for minor placings behind Cortland Farms. Greatest Honor. He's an easy winner under Jose Ortiz.
And Greatest Honor with that big sweeping move for the win.
Yeah, that could not have been any more impressive, Danny. I mean, again, it took him 4 times to break his maiden, and that does happen. Look, sprinted a couple of times, probably really wasn't made to be a sprinter. The 2 route races were good. This was a breakthrough. Got to figure Fountain of Youth, Florida Derby. Sugar's always saying, why would I leave Florida if I don't have to? That's the exact route Orb took to win Sugar's first Derby back. It's hard to believe it's 8 years ago now, but look out for Sugar. He is going to be very dangerous with this horse, Greatest Honor.
Can't you just see this horse going longer and longer?
Yeah, he's got those strides. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got everything that suggests the longer they go, the better he'll be.
He's so good at developing these young horses, and jockey Jose Ortiz gave a shout out to the exercise rider Flacco. Apparently he wasn't the easiest one in the morning, so it just shows you it takes a village to get these horses to these races.
No question, and when you have a great trainer like Shug, he'll do experimenting, he'll give the horse a little time, And Cortland is one of his longtime owners, and they're not looking to break the maiden on the first time. They're looking down the road at the big races. It'd be nice to see Shug back. I was so happy when he won his first Derby because he's one of my favorite people in the game, and maybe he can win his second this year, Danny.
Would love to see that. Well, let's head west and watch some races from Santa Anita, the Grade 3 Robert B. Lewis, a mile and 16th.
And so this is one of the series again in Santa Anita. It's similar to Florida series. They go about the same. We'll see the San Felipe next, then the Santa Anita Derby. He's got a good one in here in Medina Spirit. He'd be the even money favorite. Just ran behind Life is Good last time. And we weren't sure if Life is Good was getting tired or Medina Spirit was running at him. I kind of think Life is Good was just kind of chilling out at the end.
Why don't we see some results?
Onto the backstretch in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. And it's Medina Spirit dueling with Wipe the Slate. Parnelli has backed off, 3 off the leaders. Another 2, Hot Rod Charlie starts to gather a little bit of momentum. He's racing 3 in front of Spielberg and Roman Centurion. A half mile from home, Medina Spirit puts a length on Wipe the Slate. Parnelli trying to come back for more. Hot Rod Charlie in striking range. He's 2.5 off the pace coming to the 3/8 pole. Spielberg yellow cap at the rail. Roman Centurion outside of him. Medina Spirit has a 1-length lead on Wipe the Slate. On the outside, Hot Rod Charlie. Roman Centurion is starting to gather some momentum on the far outside. He's moving up to take second as the field turns for home. Medina Spirit called on now. Center of the track, Roman Centurion. Hot Rod Charlie is in between them. Roman Centurion, Hot Rod Charlie trying to run down Medina Spirit. They're inside the 8th pole. Between horses, Hot Rod Charlie. Medina Spirit, tough as nails. Roman Centurion on the outside. Roman Centurion, Medina Spirit, and Hot Rod Charlie. What a game victory from Medina Spirit.
Well, our favorite didn't let us down. Medina Spirit, man, just fought back every inch.
This was an impressive effort because this horse looked beaten, I don't know, what, 5-6 times in the stretch you're going. I mean, you could even hear Frank getting ready to call a horse going by. Never could get by this horse. Ends up winning in a long duel by a neck. 91 buyer. Top 3 all ran really well, so I think we'd see them back, but it will be interesting to see what Baffert does. This is about the time he tries to start separating his top 3-year-olds. He'll send one to Arkansas, send one maybe to New York, so we'll see. It clearly, Life is Good is #1 on the list at the moment.
I'd like to point out, too, he was a $35,000 purchase. That's relatively inexpensive for a Baffert horse, although that's not, that's a decent chunk of money for anybody.
Right, but you're right. It's not the kind of horse you see. I don't even know these owners. This is not a normal owner for him.
Right.
I don't know what the deal is, but look, he's got another nice horse, and obviously, if it's not for Life is Good, this horse is undefeated.
Yeah, a 1.54 finish. Definitely look forward to seeing all these 3-year-olds move forward off that. We're going to stay watching out at Santa Anita, the Grade 2 San Pasqual for 4-year-olds and up, where King Guillermo makes his return.
Yeah, King Guillermo was on the Derby Trail last year, then ran a really good second to Nadal in one of the divisions, the Arkansas Derby, and then had some kind of an issue and disappeared. We didn't see him again until the Cigar Mile, where he wasn't very good at all running against older horses, and now he's been off again for a couple of months and trains in Florida, and now he's going to California. I'm not sure what's going on with this horse.
Like you said, $1 favorite for Richie Boltus, and Express Chain was our second favorite, John Sheriff's of Zenyatta fame.
Yeah, and Idol's last race I thought was really impressive. Finished second to Kiss Today Goodbye, who I actually thought had a chance in the Pegasus, not a chance to win, was horrible. Didn't run a step because I needed him to be second the next go, and I'm still waiting for him to start moving. So I don't know what that means for Idol today.
Definitely. Let's take a look.
They come to the 6-furlong pole, and Tis a Magician leads 3/4 of a length. Zestful is eager and going after him in second. Express Train is down at the rail. King Guillermo now 4th, but just 2.5 off the lead. And another 2 to an unhurried Idol. 5 furlongs from home in the San Pasqual Stakes. Drayden Van Dyke and Tis a Magician taking them along 3/4 of a length. Zestful second at the rail. Express Train. Idol is moving up. He's in some traffic, and King Guillermo just outside of him. Compact group heads toward the 3/8 pole. Tis a Magician and Zestful 1-2 the whole way. Express Train at the rail. King Guillermo being worked upon now. And Idol has lost some ground after that bid. Is 5th. Will now go around horses. Has 4 lengths to make up. Approaching the quarter pole. Tis a Magician and Zestful. Express Train angles out. Idle takes fourth. King Guillermo's last, top of the stretch, and Zestful is up to take the lead. On the outside, Express Train's had a beautiful trip, and he's poised to pounce. And down at the rail, Tis a Magician fights on. Tis a Magician and Express Train, inside the final eighth of a mile, has taken command in the San Pasqual. And it's Express Train to win convincingly. Scores by 3.
Well, an Express Train just rolling along for the finish.
Yeah, indeed. A $500,000 buy, son of Union Rags, of course, who was owned by the late Phyllis Wyeth down in Chester County. Won the Belmont Stakes, and has been a pretty good sire so far. But yeah, Express Train was good. My man John Sheriffs, he has had some big ones over the years, including the great Zenyatta.
What's so unique about this horse is all his distances. He's won at all different distances. The jockey Juan Hernandez said he thinks going longer is better.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, a mile, 6.5. Yeah, you're right. Very versatile. But yeah, this horse looked as comfortable as I think I've ever seen him. And I've watched this horse run a lot of times, and it does make that Charlatan Malibu look even better, right? This horse finished second to Charlatan. And by the way, we'll talk about that later, but we're going to see Charlatan in Saudi Arabia against Knicks Go. Oh, look out.
Tis Magician got the place, the $1 and $1 favorite got the third. Richie Baltus said he just was disappointed with the trip. They just never could get that momentum.
He just got started too late. I mean, once he started running, he was fine. But yeah, he just didn't. You can't start running too late in this sport. That doesn't work.
Disappointing finish for King Guillermo. So I hope to see him kind of pick up where he had
his. How about going back to Florida and find easier races? Let's. I don't know what they're doing with this horse, but it ain't right. With the baseball player Victor Martinez owns him. Yo, Victor, let's calm down here. Let's see if we can get it right here.
We're going to head to our next break. When we come back, our jockey and trainer of the week. Don't go anywhere on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to get to our jockey and trainer of the week, brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement, proudly here at Parks Racetrack. So our jockey of the week is Sylvester Gonzalez. He hit a huge milestone. He hit his 300th win and kept surpassing that. He went to 302. He had a 3-win day, a couple of 3-win days last week. So he was on a roll and very excited to hit that milestone.
And he was definitely upset it was snowing for 3 days because he was hot. He wanted to keep riding. Next week we'll get him out there.
He did. Our trainer of the week is Butch Reed. We just want to again just sincerely congratulate him and Ginny on 2-year-old Eclipse filly Vequist. I mean, what an accomplishment for them.
And I wrote about Vequist this week for Let'sGoRacingParks.com. And the fact that she won the Eclipse Award. She's about halfway through her breezes. She'll have 6 breezes before her first race at Devonadale the end of the month at Gulfstream Park. And the plan, Danny, is to run her there, then one more time before the Kentucky Oaks, which this year is actually in April. The first Saturday in May this year turns out to be May 1st. So April 30th, the Kentucky Oaks. That's the goal. First the Devonadale, then to be determined one more race to get to Kentucky.
Let's get to race recap, brought to you by Pewter Stable. You can check them out at pewterstable.com. Just a great way to get in the game, become an owner with just the fine folks at Pewter. Kate DeMassey. First for race recap, our Grade 3 Swale. We're going to check it out at Gulfstream Park. 7 furlongs. We're going to stay with the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, we are going to stay with the 3-year-olds, Danny. There was a time when this was actually Derby prep. That's no longer really the case. Drain the Clock is your heavy favorite and wins like a heavy favorite. Would be 4 for 4 had not broken an iron in one of the races and lost the rider, but I'd say undefeated. That's like just throw that race out. But for Sappy Joseph, wins by 6 and change. Edgard Zayas, you gotta like slam dunk racing, even money, never in doubt here for Drain the Clock.
We're going to stay watching Gulfstream Park, our grade 3 forward gal. Phillies 3-year-olds going 7 furlongs.
Yeah, and this is a heavy favorite in here too, Danny. Zajil, the 7, always in pretty good position for Todd Pletcher, just kind of moves up casually, cruises on by to win. Not a particularly fast time, only a 68 buyer, but 2 for 2, a daughter of Street Sense.
Jockey Louise Saya said she was kind of misbehaving in the gate, got off a step slow, but boy, she just made that long sustained run, came coming and coming. And I love that, you know, Louise Saya's, Kieran McLaughlin's, his agent now, had that long-term relationship with Shadwell. So I'm sure that win just meant a lot to him.
Right, for the people that don't remember, Kieran gave up training. It's been a year or so now and became a jockey agent, and obviously he's associated with one of the best jockeys in the country.
Oh, definitely. He's got to know that condition book in and out, and I'm sure just training horses, that just has to bring so much knowledge to him.
No question.
The 6 horse, Lady Traveler, got 2nd, and Hole Bodemeister rounded out for the show. So we're going to head to look at Sam Houston, our grade 3 Houston Ladies Classic, a mile and 16th. This was their feature race, $300,000 purse for these fillies.
Yeah, it's their big night, and by the way, the host of the simulcast show was none other than Keith Jones, making his Sam Houston debut, and Latruska was the heavy favorite in here, never really in doubt. Loose on the lead, not going to get even in the vicinity, but look who's coming along for 2nd, Danny.
PA bred Ujai, sorry if I butchered that name, that's a hard one to say, but she did transfer over to the Mike Maker barn, and boy, I mean, some of her might have remembered her from Parks. She was here on our big PA Derby day, but this filly has a lot of talent.
Yeah, and by Smarty Jones, who we remember. I think he raced here at one point. Didn't he have a pretty good career, as I recall, Dan?
Absolutely. We love Smarty. Smarty Jones way here over at our casino. I pass it often. And Lady Apple got 3rd, a little disappointing, and they actually did announce her retirement. She's going to be a broodmare.
Okay. But yeah, Keith was down there, and he told me, he texted me, said they liked his performance so well, and I was surprised that he's coming back for a couple other, like Texas Day, sort of like their Texas Day at the races, like we had PA Day at the races.
We had no doubt. He picked some winners, too.
He did. He had a great night. He was very proud of himself. He had an 8-to-1 winner, a big exacta. Sounded like he might even have won some money when in between playing golf and looking out at the lake where he lives, where he and his wife live now.
And wearing his hat that we got him.
Yeah, he's got to wear his hat. I mean, come on.
It's time for Ion Racing. Lots going on. We have the grade 3 Withers, and with that, we did talk to Harry Weiner and the big boy Capo Kane. Let's see what he had to say. We're here in Harry Weiner's barn with Capo Kane, who's going to run in the grade 3 Withers this Saturday. Harry, obviously the snow, you didn't get to train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but big boy looks great. How's he doing?
He's doing real well. He came out of his last race fantastic. His mentality's really grown, and he's moving forward nicely.
Well, we're so excited. So you just entered Dylan Davis ride, and he looks super bright-eyed, and all Parks is rooting for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think he's going to run a good race, and hopefully we come home a winner.
Can't wait. That Capo King, he's such a character.
Cool horse, won the Jerome so impressively. This is a little tougher field here, Danny, but you know, look, if you're going to get there, you got to keep running and you got to keep winning. This is the next test to see if Capo Kane can stay on that Derby trail.
And another Parks horse, Mr. Doda, taking his try at Stakes Company,
right?
A Florida bred.
Yeah, just broke his maiden here back on the 6th of January.
Good luck to them. Tampa Bay has their big day of action, the grade 3 Sam Davis Stakes for 3-year-olds, the Sun Coast Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, and some turf races, the Tampa Bay Stakes and the grade 3 Lampholm South Endeavor Stakes.
Yeah, and that Sam Davis is the prep for the Tampa Bay Derby, which isn't always a huge Derby prep, but every once in a while something emerges from there. We'll see about this year.
Lots of stake action. Don't miss it at Gulfstream. Santa Anita has some stakes, and Sunday Aqueduct, Santa Anita has more stakes. So, you know, everyone can use our Parks Racing mobile app. Lots of action, lots of betting to get to. So we're going to head to our final break. When we get back, news and notes here on Let's Go Racing.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry spends tens of millions of dollars supporting agriculture? From local farmers and farm workers to veterinarians and more. And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs. Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
Welcome back on Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund. Granny Fund providing funding for continued education here for our backstretch community. Again, we do have some sad news to report. Longtime horseman John Forbes passed away.
Yeah, John Forbes really was in many ways New Jersey racing, and he was the guy who Julie Crone really got her start with, and Julie credits John for a lot of her career. So missed a guy I knew from way back in Maryland, but yeah, John will absolutely be missed in New Jersey racing, a huge part of that game over there.
Huge advocate, you know, our thoughts to his family and friends at this time. Well, it is football season ending. We have the Super Bowl, we have the Kentucky Derby prep season coming.
Yes.
There's also full season that's here now. So our Bruce Casella did catch up with Ashley Eisenbell from the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association via Zoom. Let's check out what they have to say.
Well, Ashley, welcome to Let's Go Racing. First of all, I want to ask you about, I hear there's foal cams again. Tell us what's going on with foal cams.
Yes, we have our foal cams back again for the third year with Walnut Green and for our second year with Diamond Creek, and we're super excited. We're streaming them live on our website, so come check them out. They're great. Between both farms, we have about 52 mares that are pregnant this year. We're going to try and show as many as we can, but they're a really fun thing to educate people about with the mares being pregnant and foaling season. It's a great time of year for everyone in our industry.
On another note, I hear that parks are going to be getting free PPs on Monday. Tell us about that.
Yes, so the Wager Warriors have been doing a great promotion with the PHRA to promote handicapping here in Pennsylvania. Monday, we're going to have parks. Saturday, we have opening day at Pocono. So we love to feature at least once a week one of our PA tracks with some free PPs, and hope that, you know, the fans enjoy them.
Those live foal cams, they are so cute. You can absolutely just spend all your free time watching the mamas and the babies.
I can see you staying up all night just waiting for a baby to be born. I know you're going to do that, Dan. Just don't do it the night before the show.
Everyone knows I got my ice cream and I'm doing that.
There you go.
Also, congratulations to Danny Velasquez. Both of his 2-year-old New York breds were nominated for awards, Loud Band and a Prayer and Brooklyn Strong.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see them back in action soon enough to be determined when their next races will be.
Definitely. Well, great show here. Lots of racing we talked about. Thanks so much for joining us on Let's Go Racing. Come check us out at Parks Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for live racing. Thanks so much. See you next week.